Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Bandwidth and Banter. And I'm your host, Stormy D, and that's my co-host, Druid IRL. We're here for a serendipitous episode 113, and you'll understand why in just a little bit. But yeah, episode 113 is awesome, and the person we have on is an honor to have. Oh, I'm jumping ahead of myself, though. Who did we have on last week, Druid?
Serendipix.
Yes, that's funny. Her name is Serendipix. That's wow, I forgot about that. Not that it was that she was on because she's unforgettable, but
Yeah.
that her name fits what's going on today. And also I forgot to bring up the question. So let me do that real quick.
We were
Yeah.
having a really great conversations behind the scenes, so I'm
Yeah,
not
we were having a good
shocked.
time, so we were a little distracted. But luckily, this is a quick, easy fix. And there we go. So today we have on the show, we're honored to have a good friend of Captain Jim Raynor, who we also had on the show. And it was honestly through Captain Jim that we found this amazing human being who is both of them are extra life charity streamers, and they're the best kind of people in the world, not just on Twitch. And so we love to lift them up and highlight them. And so today we get to have on the show the really interesting and amazing TheGoreyDetails. So let's have him on right now. As I click the correct button. Hey, so
Well, hello.
please, TheGoreyDetails, reintroduce yourself and share something about your stream that's important to you and you want to highlight.
All right, I can do that. Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, guys and ghouls, ghosts and goblins. If you're new here, my name's Sean Gorey, and I'll spare you the gory details. I am a variety streamer here on Twitch, and I do a whole bunch of fundraising for this little thing that Storm was just talking about called Extra Life, where we play games and it raises funds to help heal sick and injured kids in the Children's Miracle Network hospitals. I have been doing this for about 15 years, and I started doing this on Twitch 10 years ago. So Extra Life came first, and because of Extra Life, now we're here on the internet with a bunch of strangers playing games.
It's beautiful.
That's fantastic.
Absolutely
And
beautiful.
thank you for all that you do. We really appreciate you. And like here at Bandwidth and Banter, the whole purpose of these interviews is to get to know people in the communities out there, to share streamers that we want to highlight with our community and vice versa. And like it's an honor to have you. And let's jump straight into the questions, okay?
I couldn't. Thank you.
So
Let's
first
be
off,
here.
TheGoreyDetails, please tell us a boring fact about yourself.
A boring fact about myself. Okay. I'm a black belt in Taekwondo.
Okay, I don't know if that qualifies as boring, but it's interesting and boring.
I mean, it's like, all right, well, now what?
I got the blue belt.
That's a good one to stop at.
That's
Very
beautiful.
cool. Very cool. Right on. Well, how like is it something you still practice regularly?
No, that was something I did probably like middle school through high school. It got to the point where like all the senior staff of my dojo started like sort of like retiring, and so I was like paying the instructor to kind of lead his class. I'm like, I gotta bounce. This is my time to go.
Gotta get out of here.
Yep.
Yep.
I feel that. Yep. I get you.
How did you pick your Twitch name, and what was the inspiration?
Okay, perfect. That's a great question. Kept the gym, know me, chemical. I see you guys in the chat. So growing up, like Gory really is my last name. Like it's not like some funny thing. So growing up all throughout school, my teachers and like professors and even just like, friends and family be like, hey, get up here and spare me the gory details. So I just kind of leaned into it. It wasn't like my gamer tag and it wasn't like my online persona at first. But at some point, like I kind of rebranded and I'm like, we're leaning all the way in. We're going spooky. Like we're going to make it our own. And now here we are.
You have one of the greatest about sections I've seen. It's so good.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
I like the way you crafted it. 100%. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, real quick aside before I get to the next question, earlier when I was introing, I was saying that it's the 113th episode and that it's serendipitous because we were chatting before chat. Please tell us why it is that 113 happens to be a really amazing coincidence for us today.
It's so funny that you say that because literally I was just having this conversation with my girlfriend, like I think yesterday about the number 13 because it was like our order number on like our ticket when we went to go and grab like a bite to eat. But so lucky number 13, like that always goes hand in hand with spooky stuff. So that's already right up the rip. But 113 was my employee number and my first job ever, which I had from when I was like 15 till I was like 21, 22. And when I signed up for like Xbox Live and you need to make a gamer tag, my gamer tag was Gory 113 because like I was playing a lot of Halo at the time and Master Chief 117. So I was trying to imply like I was one of the original 300 Spartans, but even like before Master Chief.
Wow,
beautiful.
That's just wild. That's crazy.
Yes.
I love
Speaking
it.
of serendipitous, and even like the previous guest you had, like what are the odds?
Yeah. Yeah.
There
She
are
literally picked her
accidents.
Twitch name because she learned of the word serendipity.
No, there's movies. Come on.
It's beautiful. It all is working just so fantastically.
There are no coincidences. There are no accidents.
Right. It's it's synergy. That's all it is.
Yeah. Yes.
So, next question we have for you is, what Dungeons and Dragons class would you consider yourself to be IRL?
Okay. Ironically, that you say this, I've only ever ran one real D&D campaign, and I was a tiefling monk. So red skin, devil horns, tail, wings. So like again, checks out with the branding. And I definitely went with the monk because he had like healing hands. Unless you cause him trouble, then then he'd have hurting hands.
I love it.
Either
That's
way,
awesome.
catch these hands.
And since you are a black belt in karate or taekwondo, right?
Yeah, it was fitting. I definitely modeled him after a Goku a little bit from Dragon Ball Z.
I don't blame you there. That's actually pretty cool. Yeah.
That's beautiful. Why did you decide to devote your stream to Extra Life, and what is the primary charity you support?
Excellent question. So I'd mentioned I had started fundraising for Extra Life 15 years ago, and that I didn't start doing Twitch until 10 years ago. So I earned my degree in game art and design, and just one day during the morning announcements, one of my professors was like, "Hey, this Saturday there's this thing going on called Extra Life. You play games for a whole day, and it helps kids." I was like, "Wait a second, pump the brakes! Like I get to literally just sit on the couch for 24 hours, like no one can yell at me, and it's helping kids. So I'm like, sign me up twice." So I did, and like I was playing Gears of War 3, and like there's a huge character death in it, and like I was just sitting on my couch balling, and like donations were coming in. Like it's just a really fun time. And the next year rolled around, like I'm gonna do this again, and I tried to raise a little bit more money, spreading the word a little bit more. And eventually, when Twitch was sort of became a thing, like I'm like, now instead of people just taking my word for it, they could like tune in and like interact and engage, and it was a lot of fun. Like people were waking up and like going to work and like, "Hey man, I'll see you in 8 hours." Like, "You're still going?" I'm like, "Sure am." And then they're like, "Hey man, I gotta go to sleep. I'll see you later." 8 hours later, like, "You're still going?" I'm like, "Sure am." So like 24 hours later, like, you're insane. It was a party. So Twitch definitely made it more fun. Cause like if you do like a charity 5K, like a mud run, you tell people like, "Hey, I'm doing this, please donate," but they don't see you do it, So being able to people tune in to see was pretty cool. But the hospital that I fundraised for has changed over the years. Like when I was living in Pittsburgh, I fundraised for a hospital there. When I was living in Akron, I fundraised for a hospital there. Now I live in Cleveland at the moment, and so I'm currently fundraising for the Rainbow Babies and Children's Hospital.
Yep.
And speaking of serendipitous, I found out probably, I'm going to say like 6 years ago, that the hospital I'm fundraising for treated me when I was a sick kid. So like I knew I had health issues, but I'm just like, okay, like I went to a hospital. I never thought like I'm giving back to the hospital that treated me, and it's just full circle serendipitous.
That's wild. That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's amazing.
That is wild and incredible. Okay, so why did you? I mean, I guess we kind of sort of know this, but because you're obviously an awesome human being, but why did you decide to devote your stream to Extra Life, and what is the primary charity you support? Which I guess you've kind of answered part of that already.
That was no you. So I just asked that question.
Oh, you asked. Oh, that's right. That's the in green. I keep doing that. Sorry.
Okay, man.
My bad.
Just
I'm so distracted by the internet issues. How did your 24-hour marathon stream go, and how did you accomplish this impressive feat?
Okay, so it's funny you say that. It went great. It went great. Some of the people that are in chat right now, like Chemical Addiction, did this thing where if I started at 8 a.m., they would tune in at 8 a.m. and then I've got redemptions on my channel and on my Extra Life page, where if you donate a certain amount or like use your channel points, I have to work out. So 8 a.m., I got a 24-hour marathon, and they're like, you're doing push-ups, you're doing sit-ups, you're doing squats, you're doing bicep curls, you're doing leg lifts. Good morning. And then like it's 8 a.m. and they're making me eat tablespoons of hot sauce. So I'm like, this is my breakfast. Thank you.
Oh, wow. It sounds like torture.
I mean, it kind of is, and it's kind of hazing a little bit, but I also like did it to myself, and it all goes to it. Like, it's a good cause, so I can't be mad at anyone but me.
Yeah.
But what's fun is even
channel points there.
no one made me do that. No one made me put the hot sauce up there, but I did it. I even have a donation incentive where if someone donates a certain amount, it extends the stream time. At least one, if not two, I think it was two donors kept doing that after we hit the 24-hour mark. We streamed for 27 hours last year.
Wow. Wow.
Yep.
So you do the 24-hour
stream. And you didn't sleep during that time at all?
Every year. I would take like little breaks every hour, like stretch the legs, go to the bathroom, have a snack, but I didn't do like the I'm just sleeping stream. So it was consecutive. And every year there's been years where I'd like split it up. Like I hit like the 18-hour mark. I'm like, I can't do this. Went to bed, woke up, and then did like another 13. So we like blew past the 24 like total. But almost every year we've done the 24 hours consecutively.
That's incredible, dude. I mean, I give you props for that because I've done one 12-hour in 4 years, and it was brutal.
That's more than a work shift, man. Like that's a long time.
It's a long time. I am only ever like I will do only one 12-hour stream a year. That's it.
Okay.
And that's all I'm doing. So
that's not a bad move, because what's funny too is like afterwards, my schedule, like my sleep schedule is jacked, and Extra Life has done a really good job of doing this thing where almost every year that it takes place, it happens to be on daylight savings time, like the shift. So you're like, okay, it's 1 a.m, we got this. It's 2 a.m, we got this. It's 3 a.m, we got this. Why is it 2 a.m. again? We just time traveled.
Wow.
They moved the goalpost on us.
Yeah. It looks like you hit your 10K goal. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Have you done the maid cosplay yet?
Yep. So the goal wasn't initially 10 grand. It was 5. And I said, if we hit 5 grand, we'd get like an Extra Life tattoo. And I have the appointment booked. I just haven't gotten it yet. So I'm like, all right, I'll double that. And we'll shoot for 10 grand. And like, I asked the community, and like, give a poll of a bunch of different options we could have done in terms of like what the incentive could have been. They voted for the maid costume stream. I did it. It was actually the last time I was live a couple weeks ago. It went about as well as expected. Chat made me work out in the maid outfit. I had to take a pie to the face in the maid outfit. Yeah.
Wow.
There's a lot. We made a lot of clips that day.
That's awesome, brother.
Beautiful. I love that.
Kudos to you.
We ask because Stormy has also done a maid cosplay for us.
Shut
So
up. Oh,
Mhm.
man, you guys have to share clips with me. I want to see it.
I mean, mine's up on YouTube.
it's up on YouTube.
That's too good.
Yeah, but it's
So
like for
yep, it's beautiful.
mine wasn't nearly as grandiose as yours. You know, yours was
Oh,
obviously for a great
looked mine up.
cause.
Good. Not embarrassing.
Yeah, I think mine was we did it for a goal of 5 when I finally hit 500 followers and 100 subs at the same
That's
time.
Like that.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was great. We loved it. So
Like you having the other stuff done to you too,
Yeah.
like that takes the cake for sure.
I
Or the
literally
pie,
ended
as
the
it were.
stream with the pie to the face.
I couldn't even imagine working out in that. That's crazy.
and of course, like,
Congratulations. Congratulations. 10K is huge. That's
thank you,
amazing.
thank you.
So
What's crazy too is like I was saying when I first signed up for Extra Life 15 years ago, I think I set like a goal for like $50, and the year after that, I'm like, I'll try to raise $100, and then like every year I just kept kind of pushing it and pushing it. Last year, 2024, was the most successful year I've had fundraising for Extra Life. We raised like $13,000 last year. It was February of this year, 2025, and we're pushing 13K again, which is absolutely insane because we're gonna be fundraising all the way through December 31st. So Lord knows what will be this year.
amazing.
That is incredible, and we love what you're doing.
Thank you.
So switching gears a little bit here, but sort of staying in the same ballpark. What drew you to Twitch?
Oh, so we did kind of touch on that a little bit. So when I first signed up for Extra Life, the very first one, it was literally just me in my living room on the couch. I told people I was going to do it. I did it, and they just kind of take my word for it. Kind of like how I was mentioning, if you were to do like a 5K charity mud run or something like the Warrior Dash. Like obviously, if you like, you post a picture afterwards, you're covered in mud head to toe, or like you got your little racer bib on. You'd be, hey guys, I did the thing. Thank you for donations. So as I was doing Extra Life throughout the years, at one point, Twitch became an official partner of Extra Life. I'm like, that would be pretty cool if, some people can click a link and actually see me playing for this entire thing. And the fact that, they can chat and interact and like I can watch donations come in live. And there's like notifications, like it definitely changed the game. And like I said, it was like a party. And I'm like, I want to do this every year.
Real quick pause. Did we drop stream?
No.
You guys are looking like you're up on my end here.
Okay, good. Thanks. Sorry, because
I just noticed this is an 18+ stream. I'm taking my shirt off.
Yeah. No, it's because I have a potty mouth.
Yeah, she can't help herself. Yeah, the reason I asked if we had dropped is because the bit rate dropped to 0 kilobits per second. So I thought maybe it had dropped stream, but
it's looking good on my end.
I'm keeping an eye on stream over here. So, and I know Pelican would say something in chat. So
yeah, Pelican and Nomi.
Yeah, you guys are amazing. Thank you.
All
right, back to the questions.
Sorry. Yeah, I was about to get so derailed. What did friends and family think when you told them you planned on streaming?
I think at first, like, no one really thought much about it. Like, I'd be lying if I told you my dad knows what Wi-Fi is, let alone how to connect to it. And of course, like, they were as supportive as possible. Like, they would make in-person donations. So they'd give me like $25, $50, and then I'd go and donate it online, But it's funny now that like it's become such a regular thing. I'll get like text messages and phone calls if I'm not live. They're like, "Hey man, like, is everything good?" I'm like, "Everything's good," but just like I'm allowed to breathe.
We're allowed to take a break.
True, yeah.
Right, like,
we got to take breaks occasionally.
Yeah. Captain Jim Raynor just asked who's my favorite captain. Captain Crunch, of course.
What a great answer.
Save it for the Q. Or that was
all right. Sorry, I'll save it.
Stormy.
Stormy's here.
I did. Oh, it was me. Sorry. What struggles did you deal with when you first started streaming?
Honestly, probably the same struggles that you guys deal with today. every time there's a Windows update, something breaks. Every time there's a new machine, things are missing. Every time the software updates, like whether it's the broadcast software or like the alert systems, it's always something. You can
Yep.
change nothing and things will work great. You change nothing and things will break. And like, I didn't do it. So it's a moving goalpost. And we were talking about that a little bit before the stream.
Mhm.
Um, and what's funny too is there's been years during game day, like during the 24-hour broadcast, that there was so much activity because like hundreds of thousands of participants are actively streaming and game donations. So like the system gets backed up with alerts. And one year, someone who clearly isn't compensating for anything uh, did like a DDoS attack on the Children's Miracle Network hospitals and donor drive. So the site was down for like hours, and like people were donating. Like, why aren't there alerts? Like, what's happening? And like after they got it resolved, it all just came through at once. But that was a fun year.
Wow, you got to be
Wow.
a special kind of asshole to DDoS a children's network, a children's
Literally,
hospital network.
what's funny too is like after it was fixed, the memes that everyone was making were the best because like yeah, like you said, Stormy, you got to be a special kind of a hole.
Yeah, it's wild. I couldn't.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
Uh-oh, we might have a little freeze on stream here. I'm refreshing. We're good. We're good.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Okay. I apologize to
Discord?
you, my brother. Normally, like this is not an issue.
I'm
And
gonna
we
say
thought
that.
we had nailed it down. I guess what I need to do now is every single time before I stream is reboot the router and the cable modem. I think also I'm gonna buy a different cable modem and router. So
There you go. Yeah,
as soon as I'm done with this, but
investments. Yeah.
mhm. Sometimes you got to throw money at problems, unfortunately. All right, I think you're up next, Druid.
Yeah. What tips can you share with future streamers?
Oh, easy. Consistency and be yourself.
Mm.
So, for example, I remember as a kid, the first time I saw Dragon Ball Z, I was hooked, and I remember like think like, okay, how can I see this again? How can I watch this again? So I went to the exact same channel during the exact same time, during like the same day, the next week, and there it was. So if you're streaming and then you kind of like stop, well, if someone fell in love with you, like when are they gonna be live again next? Like that's hard. So whether it's a day, a week, or even like a day, a month, just consistency is key. But the be yourself thing I think is huge because you could totally put on a persona and like I don't know, like turn yourself like Doctor Disrespect or try to be like the next Ninja or the next PewDiePie. That sounds exhausting.
Yep.
I think my girlfriend's got a magnet. Yeah, you should always be yourself because everybody else is taken.
That's great. I love that.
Yeah.
Facts. That's great. That's so
Facts.
true.
So after you've been on this journey for all this time now, what do you enjoy most about streaming?
Huh. That's a big question. You know what? It's fun. It's like I have always been a gamer growing up, and I went to school for game design. Like I dedicated my career to it. Like what I do, like for the 9 to 5. Uh, People are always like, "Man, you must play games all the time." Like, actually, no. I will only play for 8 hours a week, and that's during the 2 hour streams I do 4 days a week. So like gaming is still cool, but me being able to press a few buttons and be hanging out with like my friends that are halfway across the world, or like friends that I've made through Twitch, and like build this community together, that is awesome.
Yeah.
I've got friends in real life who are like they're a 20-minute drive, but they're in stream every day, like they're eating their dinner, telling me what they're cooking, and it's like we're hanging out. It's actually pretty incredible, and doing that with like a community that I've built and being able to do it for a great cause is just like a win-win. Like I've literally been able to turn something that I'm passionate about into like just kind of like a purpose. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Totally get it. That's kind of the way Druid and I feel about Bandwidth and Banter. We feel like we're providing a bit of the what's it called? discoverability that Twitch doesn't
Yeah.
really have, by
No,
trying to
as soon as
connect networks of communities together.
Mhm.
yes, no, and as soon as you guys reached out about this podcast, I love the idea because it is things can be dark out there, and it's good to be a light in the dark and giving back and just lifting each other up. Like that is the goal, that is the dream, that's the vibe. Like I love it. I love it. I love
Yes.
it.
Oh,
Thank
thank you.
you.
Appreciate you.
Of course.
How long have you been playing video games, and what was the first one you ever played?
Okay, excellent question. Okay, love this. So, the first console like we've ever owned was the original NES, and that was like my dad and my uncle had it. And before I could even like walk or talk, I'd crawl in between my dad and my uncle's lap, like while they're sitting there in the living room floor, like in a beanbag chair. Like I'd be in a diaper, shirtless, no pants, but just sitting there like watching them. So definitely one of
Yep.
the first games. If it wasn't Super Mario 1, it was probably Super Mario 2 or Super Mario 3.
Mm-hmm.
And then like obviously as I grew up, like I played all the NES games like Duck Hunt and Battletoads. But like my first real console after that was Christmas one year, and it was the Nintendo 64. And my dad did that thing, like from the Christmas Story, where it's the one thing I wanted all Christmas, and like we opened up all the presents, and it wasn't there, and I was like, oh man. It's like, what's the matter, bud? Like nothing. Like I'm grateful for what I have. I couldn't have been more than like 8.
Mm-hmm.
But sure enough, he's like, hey, like what's that behind the couch? And in a black plastic garbage bag was this big box all wrapped up. And of course I open it up, and of course it's Nintendo 64, and of course I'm sobbing. And they got it all on camera. And like I got during COVID, one of my projects was to turn all my VHS tapes like into like digital media so we could like
Mhm.
share with family. And so at some point I got to share this video of like 8-year-old me just bawling my eyes out because like gamer kid gets his gamer console,
That's a
It's
great
so
story.
cute.
Love that.
Oh no.
Wow.
Everyone be quiet. Drew's crying.
Not the first time I've cried on Bandwidth and Banter.
That's true.
Oh no.
Wow. It's what's funny is even though obviously like myself included, there are some of us who've played games for longer than you. I don't feel like anybody can beat you in terms of like the percentage of your life based upon what you just told me, right? Because you started as a literal baby playing video games.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So this is a fun one. What is your favorite and least favorite game that you have streamed?
Ooh. I will say favorite game hands down. If not like Halo 3, then Subnautica. Um, Halo 3 is one of those games that like came out when I was going to college, and like I spent countless hours playing that with my buddies. We were doing system links and LAN parties like every week. So like now that Xbox Live is a thing and like playing together on the internet's a thing, still streaming that, it still feels like we're still in. Oh, someone's dropping biddies. Thank you.
Thank you.
It still feels like we're in the peak of gaming in like 2007. It's pretty incredible. Subnautica is one of like the best games I've ever played. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it at all, but it starts off as like a simple resource management and collection game. Like, oh, I'll get some copper, I'll make some wire, I'll get some titanium, I'll build a base. Like, this is fine. And then it turned into like a horror survival so fast. And like I was playing it during lockdown with COVID, and the parallels of what was happening in this game in real life were undeniable. Like I was like, are they writing this game right now? Like, how is this possible? So those would definitely be the favorites. Least favorite. This is an extra life donation incentive. Ironically, I have a donation incentive where if you donate a certain amount, I'll have to play Overwatch 2. It's just not my cup of tea. You got to be like a real sweaty, competitive, hardcore gamer for those. that's not me, man. Like
Mhm.
I'm the die 300 times playing Dark Souls or Super Mario 64 kind of guy. Like casual, just for fun. Yeah, that and Fortnite. Fortnite is another one that we just had to do recently due to an Extra Life donation incentive. Just it's live, die, repeat. Spawn, die, spawn, die, spawn, die. I can't do it. It's like the definition of insanity.
Yeah, I feel ya. I am not built for those kinds of games either.
Yeah.
Right. And like it's how do you compete with like I've got like a normal 9 to 5, like I maybe stream 8 hours a week. There are kids that will put in like 40 hours per day into this game. And I know it's impossible, but they do it.
Crazy.
Yep.
I mean, good for them. I'm gonna just
Yes.
happily go play RimWorld.
Yes. Yeah. I play games too. I have fun and not to, put my controller through the wall.
Great, yeah.
Ugh. Um, please tell us about the graphic that you created for the N64 marathon.
Oh, okay. Great question. So in 2024, I had just stumbled across a list of the top 10 most best-selling games for the N64. I'm like, do you know what? I own like 8 of these already, and I haven't streamed any of these, including like some of my all-time favorite games, like The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time and Super Mario 64. I'm like, dude, we could make this a thing. So sure enough, I kind of split just a single graphic into 10 sections, and as we were kind of playing through them, I'd kind of tease and introduce the next one as all kind of question marks. So just kind of build the hype. So people are like, oh my gosh, I saw you play Super Mario. Like, what's going to be next? I'm like, I can't say. You've got to tune in. So yeah, we worked our way through the top 10 best games from Star Fox, Banjo-Kazooie, Diddy Kong Racing, Mario Kart, Smash Bros,
Diddy Kong
Double
Racing!
Yes. What's crazy too is as a kid, like I never beat Diddy Kong Racing. It was just too hard. But as an adult, I sure did. So I'm like, eat your heart out, 13-year-old me. Pro gamer status. Let's go.
Let's
Oh,
go.
that's cool.
Yeah, but no, it's a lot of fun playing like Legend of Zelda for the first time on stream, even though I've done it 4 or 5 times as a kid.
Mhm.
Doing it like together with the community, like that was really fun. So of course, once the 10 games were done, Majora's Mask wasn't in that list of 10, so I kind of sprinkled it in there as a little bonus because you have to. You have
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
Hmm.
good.
So switching gears a little bit here again. Gory Details, can you please share one of your most memorable experiences at the 16-bit bar and arcade in Cleveland?
You guys have done some homework. Look at you. These are like Hot Ones level questions. Like Sean Evans, eat your heart out. Um, so I've been there a couple times. Uh, we've actually had 2 of like the local Twitch meetups there, which is actually where I got this shirt from.
Nice.
It's
Cool.
yeah, so like serendipitous.
Mhm.
It's a cool place. Like it's wall to wall arcade machines on one side. It's all free as long as you got like a drink in your hand. They used to have like bocce ball and Jenga towers and TVs playing like retro music videos like Madonna and Cyndi Lauper. It's always been a good time. But it was a lot of fun. One of the most recent ones where we actually had the guild leader from our local Extra Life like fundraising team was actually there, like kind of making like a special Extra Life event. They were spreading the word, trying to like encourage people to sign up or like either create their own team or join someone else's team or just kind of sign up as a solo participant. But people are also like just donating directly to the hospital on the spot, like, hey, I'm not going to do a marathon, but here's $25. There was also a special drink on the menu for that day only, and the proceeds from anyone who bought those drinks like went directly to the hospital. So of course, like that is all I ordered the entire day.
Yeah. Of
It
course.
was a no-brainer.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Thanks for
So
sharing
cool.
that memory.
Yeah.
Please tell us about your virtual fur pumpkin baby pumpkin jack.
Oh, okay. The pumpkin jack. So I'm sure you guys have little bots in your chat just kind of welcome people into the stream, or thank them for donating bits and all that stuff. So one of the games I played recently is actually not recently, but in the last couple of years, was called Pumpkin Jack, and that was super ironic because I have had this bot in my chat, Pumpkin Jack, for years. I'm talking like when I first signed up. So I was playing a game starring my own little digital avatar, which was fun. But he's called a Capamon, so you can get one for your own stream. You can make it look like yourself, like a little chibi avatar. There's like robots and werewolves, and I think of the cute stuff like little ghosties. But Pumpkin Jack just seemed fitting, and he's got like a bunch of really cool commands you can do. Like if a bot comes in and is spamming like malicious links, like those how to get famous links. When I ban someone, he literally jumps up and shoots like a fireball. Or like if we want, we can make him dance, and he says like bust a move, and he's wearing headphones. You can type feed, and it'll spawn like a little person, and he just opens up his mouth and will just eat somebody. Like, thank you for the yummy human.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, now.
So good.
See, guys, we got to go watch the stream now.
See.
I didn't ask how small the chat room is. I said I cast fire. Sorry.
That's right. It's all right. So
okay, that's amazing.
Here's another interesting question. So we haven't really talked about this much, but you don't just do games on your stream. What's your favorite thing that you have cooked on stream?
Ooh, that's a great question. Gosh, you guys, I'm super impressed. You guys are like asking some hard-hitting, deep-diving questions. So another part of like the fundraising I've done for Extra Life, there's those milestones. Like, hey, listen, we set a goal for $5,000. If we can raise like 2.5, like the halfway point, just to kind of encourage you guys, we'll do a cooking stream. A buddy of mine gifted me a cookbook by Danny Trejo, the actor, and it's literally called Trejo's Tacos. And there are Trejo's Tacos like brick and mortar restaurants around all across the U.S. And so one of the cooking streams I did, I believe it was for Extra Life. It was Danny Trejo's chicken tikka tacos. So it was like a chicken tikka masala, like almost like an Indian curry based and like coconut milk based dish, but with like a taco. So I kind of love that idea because if you guys are, ever said those meal prepping stories on Instagram, you can turn almost anything into like a burrito. Like it was just St. Patrick's Day. I saw people make corned beef burritos. I'm like, making a chicken tikka masala like taco. I'm like, this sounds like a win-win. It was so good, and like the flavor combinations worked just so great. Like it's like almost like a meme at this point, where if you see some like white guy bite into like something he makes, like the eyes roll in the back of the head, like, oh my god, this is so good. It was really one of those like authentic. I'm like, you guys, I gotta get off the stream here because like I'm about to smash this plate.
You're gonna donate extra to watch me finish.
Oh man.
Yeah, they've been trying to bully me to do a cooking stream. My kitchen's just not built for it.
You know what? I mean, speaking of, the just streamer things, trying to move your entire setup that just barely works like in your studio and then slapping it into your kitchen and then also trying to make your kitchen still function. Woof. Do not recommend.
Yeah. I could,
When I did my maid cosplay, I also, it was a first time ever making pancakes for Star Kitty stream. And so I'm with you on that. It was not easy setting up the cameras in the kitchen and stuff. It was,
the microphones, the lights. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like when I see people who do the cooking streams like all the time, that makes sense because the kitchen is their studio. But like hopping back and forth, not the way.
Not the way.
Not the way.
What is the hottest sauce that you've tried on your eternal quest to get sponsored by a hot sauce company?
Oh my gosh, I love that. So I love how much this keeps coming back to Extra Life. I'm a huge fan of the show Hot Ones with Sean Evans, where they interview celebrities while asking questions while eating increasingly spicier and spicier wings.
Yes.
So sure enough, 1 year for Extra Life, we had a donation goal, like a milestone, saying if we raised, I think it was like 10 grand. Like we raised 10 grand, we'll do the Wings of Death. There's 10 wings. So we bought the whole kit and we did raise those funds. And so I worked my way through the Scoville scale, just like Sean Evans and just like all his guests. So
Yeah.
I did eat the last dab, and I did eat Da Bomb, and
Yeah.
and even after like the Hot One stream was over, I still had this big old bottle of Da Bomb. So I'm like, oh, I'll just make this a donation incentive by itself. Like if someone donates $20, whatever, I'll do a tablespoon of that. Instant regret. Like we were doing a Dungeons and Dragons stream. A buddy donated, I think, to it twice. I spent like 2 hours of that stream in the bathroom.
Oh.
Yeah. I
That's
took that
rough.
off of the donation list really quick.
Especially with like how hot I've heard like you're watching the hot ones and you're just like watching people just slowly die and you're like,
Yep. Instant regret.
before we move on really quick, I love sriracha. I've noticed that you do a lot of sriracha hot stuff.
Yes.
They have this extra garlic one, and I just wanted to let you know it is delicious.
Well, I might have to pick that up because sriracha is delicious,
Mhm.
but I'll absolutely try the extra garlic one.
The extra garlic, it's very good. It's very, very garlicky, and I love it very much. So I just wanted to make sure that you were aware that exists out there.
I'm gonna put it in my shopping cart right now.
Right on. All right, so now we're shifting into the last three questions of the main regular interview, and these are just sort of fun ones that we always ask. So you're going to dive into them.
Okay.
Gory Details, what is the weirdest sleeping dream you've ever had that you're okay to share on stream?
Oh gosh, I actually keep a dream log. I don't dream every night, but when I do, it's typically pretty vivid.
Mm-hmm.
I'm struggling to remember like a specific instance. I feel like I do the thing where like I'm always dreaming about an old house that I used to live in, but we don't live in anymore. I'm always dreaming about being in school, there being a quiz I didn't prepare for, or needing to go to a class where I have no idea where it is. I have no idea where the locker is. Even if I found my locker, I don't know the combination. Like I always feel like I'm somewhere I don't belong, but I should have been, and I should have been prepared. I'm just totally caught off guard.
Mhm.
I'm never naked though, so that's a plus.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a wild one.
Yeah.
If you could have any superpower, which one would you have and why?
Okay. This has been like a poll in a lot of Discords. I've got two answers because the one is like of course you would say this thing. Have you guys seen the movie Paul with Simon Pegg, Nick Frost, and Seth Rogen? Okay, long story short, Paul is an alien voiced by Seth Rogen, and Simon Pegg and Nick Frost are like traveling through New Mexico or Las Vegas trying to get to Area 51, and they run into him. Paul has the ability to like, they find a dead bird on the ground. He literally picks it up and like brings the dead bird back to life. And they're like, that's amazing. And then he immediately eats the bird, but that's not the point. So like, I would love the idea if I could put my like hand on someone's shoulder, like, listen, like you got like scoliosis. Now you're good. But like that comes like a double-edged sword though, because like you could lose all your benefits. Like now I got to get a real job. Like
Mm-hmm.
I would only want to be like to do that if like it didn't like ruin someone's life, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So that's of course like the answer that everyone would be like, of course you say that. But the one everyone wants to hear is teleportation, instant transmission. Like who needs to fly? Who needs to drive? Like, oh, do you know what? I forgot my wallet. I got it. Let's go. You know?
Yep. Exactly.
It would be infinitely practical, that's for sure.
Oh my God. Yeah. Absolutely. And we definitely wouldn't use it to teleport into banks or anything like that.
Oh
Yeah.
no, never.
Not
ever.
at all. You'd never want to do that.
Yeah, of course.
So this last question is it will shake the foundations of the universe, probably for you anyway. So it's an either or question, and the one you choose gets to stay in reality, and the one you don't choose no longer exists for you.
Okay, we got some coherence. Got it.
All right. Tabasco or sriracha?
Ooh, sriracha, hands down. Tabasco is when you're in a Denny's at 3 a.m. and that's all they have.
Yeah.
Sriracha is good by itself. It's good with Chinese, Tex-Mex. It's good in Indian. It's good in chili. Oh my God, I've used it as like a rub for ribs. Sriracha, hands down.
Oh.
By the way, sponsor me.
By the way, please, I will use your sponsor link.
Yes,
Every
please.
time. And listen, I go through an obscene amount of sriracha sauce.
It's so funny that you say that because like there was like that pepper scare for a while, and like there was only like the knockoff brands.
Mm-hmm.
Just last month, I saw that Walmart will sell like 3 packs of the big bottles, and it's like the actual like Huyang Food brand sriracha, and I'm like, I don't need 3 bottles, but I'm gonna go through 3 bottles. I'm like, add to cart.
Yeah. Yep.
We're buying this.
There's an off-brand that I really like, but I don't see it as sriracha. It's definitely like a substitute.
It's just chili sauce. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a chili sauce for sure, but it's actually pretty good. And I'm like, oh wow, a little bit more.
Not mad about it. That's funny.
All right.
Okay, hold on. I have to post the links in case anybody missed it. So
Yeah,
guys, so now's the time. We have a ton of questions from chat.
Melody, see you in the chat. Hello, long time no see.
But guys, since you have all been so charmed, as I've been charmed, now go hit those links. There's 2 links. There's one to his Twitch page, and then there's one directly to the Extra Life if you're feeling super generous, which I know you are. Please go hit both of those links. Subscribe and give all of the money. Save the kids. # for the kids. Okay. That would be great. Let's do
Awesome.
that. Also, just to support all the amazing work that TheGoreyDetails is doing.
Yes. You guys got to go click those links because like, as I was saying before, you know, he's not just the kind of people we like to lift up on Twitch, but he's the kind of person that makes the world a better place. So do your duty and get over there and help this man.
You guys are about to bad judge the character. I'll tell you that right now.
Do your duty, or Nomi will make you poop your pants. Okay.
Yes, she will.
Nomi can do that, huh?
Yep. That's her super secret superpower.
That's what's hello.
So Random Cosmic Horror asks this of every person that comes in onto Bandwidth and Banter that he can make it to, and it is as a part of the Barefoot Gang. I must ask, are you a part of the Barefoot Gang, or are you a shoes person as much as possible?
Okay, so it's funny you say that. In my studio, like just between the first floor of my place and the second floor, there's a clear 10-degree difference. And with all the lights and all the computers and all the consoles and all the screens and me doing push-ups and sit-ups and all that stuff, like it floats around like 80 degrees in there all the time. So even in like the dead of winter, like I'm trying not to be wearing socks because I turn off the stream, like I like wring my shirt out.
Yeah.
So I'm part of the Barefoot Gang, and it's funny too because like if I'm doing leg lifts or sit-ups or whatever, like people like, look at those grippers. I'm like, you're making me self-conscious, man.
I am literally barefoot until I'm forced to put shoes on.
Yes, and like I don't know if it's like just like a parental thing, but I was always told like before go to sleep, like you got to take your socks off so your feet can breathe, and like that makes sense. Like, why do you want to suffocate your feet? Like, get all sweaty. But at the same time, when you say it out loud, like, my feet don't have a mouth. Like, they don't need to breathe.
No matter how cold it is, my feet have to be outside the blankets.
Yes. That's how the boogeyman gets you, though. That's a bold move.
Yeah. You have been accepted by the void.
Yes.
So.
So the next question is Caffeinated Zombie asks, Gory, do you like anime? Also, are you goth? She liked your tats.
Oh, thank you. I do like anime, and we were just referencing Dragon Ball Z earlier, and like the instant transmission thing, like that is a no-brainer for the superpower. I don't consider myself a goth. I'm a big fan of like spooky stuff. I do have like my nails painted here, and I do have like a full spooky sleeve. But ironically, I was at a goth bar twice this week. So that's a thing.
So you're at least an honorary goth.
Yeah, like I got the piercings, I got the tattoos, like, and minus this, like I do wear black almost every day to the point where like I don't even separate my darks from my lights anymore. When I do laundry, I'm like just all darks, all darks, and it's definitely Halloween every day at my house and like on stream, but I wouldn't consider myself a goth. Maybe more emo than anything.
Emo kids for the win!
Yes,
I'm an emo kid. Let's go. I'm an emo kid, non-conforming as can be.
You mean non-conforming too, people just like me?
Okay. I'm in love.
Doesn't that mean though that two people who are super non-conforming really like can't get along because, you know, if this one's gonna go this way with the non-conforming, the other one has to go like, no, I'm not gonna do that. I got to do this, and so then
right, it's like a group of anarchists forming their own government. Like that doesn't make sense.
Exactly.
Listen, it makes 0 sense. Seattle, come on, get it together.
That's hilarious.
Wolf really wants to know.
This man is family. Oh my gosh, I love that, Rando.
Captain Jim Raynor asks, question, if you could cast somebody to play you in a biopic of your life, who would you pick and why?
Ryan Gosling, because I'm the Wish.com version of him. Or the Timu Ryan Gosling.
That's awesome. That fits. Next question. I'm going to jump ahead here because I saw this earlier. I think Drew might have missed it. But Lone Wolf asks, girlfriend?
Oh yeah, because that was probably about when I was either saying like, yeah, I just told my girlfriend about this earlier today. We just talked about this, or I was even talking about maybe it was the girlfriend's magnet that says, "Be yourself. Everyone else is taken." So yeah, girlfriend, Lone Wolf.
Yeah, because there was a follow-up question: are you single? Are you in a relationship or single? Asking for a friend. So they were definitely.
I don't know who asked that because if it was also Lone Wolf. But no, I'm definitely taken.
Good for you.
Thank you.
Captain Jim Raynor also asks, question, if you were a Pokemon gym leader, what type of Pokemon would you have as your main type? And who are some Pokemon you would have in your gym lineup?
I'll tell you, and I'm going to answer that with my credit card. 2 seconds.
Cover the letters or the numbers.
Yeah, definitely hide those numbers. He can't hear us. He's saying,
yeah.
Okay.
Be real careful to hide those numbers.
Yes. So this is going to come as no surprise to you guys, but what type of gym leader would I be? I would absolutely be a ghost type, and Haunter would absolutely be on the team.
Wow.
Love that.
He didn't say credit card. He said, yeah.
So yeah, to no one's surprise, ghost type.
That's awesome.
My husband just lifted his arm up in solidarity.
Yeah. Brother.
That's his favorite.
Yes. Yes.
Captain Jim asks another question. He's got a slew of them, and we love him for it.
A slew of them.
Yeah. Would there ever be an amount that someone could offer you as a donation to Extra Life that in return you'd be unable to stream for a full year on any platform? That's an interesting question.
There would be, and ironically, I was banned from Twitch last year.
Okay, now we got to hear that story. But yeah, answer the question first.
Okay. we can do a deep lore drop. I was banned from Twitch, and the idea of me having to like potentially just not be able to stream was a reality for a while. I would have still kept fundraising for Extra Life. So if the amount was right, then absolutely I would stop streaming because like the goal, like the whole reason I even do Twitch is because of Extra Life. So if like Extra Life is being taken care of enough, then I don't need Twitch.
So $1 billion, guys.
$1 billion.
Yeah, to say $1 billion, I can see. Yeah.
That would, I mean, And can you imagine like coming back after a year or two, like, all right, guys, what I miss?
All right, time to get somebody else to donate $1 billion.
So are you okay to share why you got banned from Twitch? It's okay if you don't want to.
Sure. So I actually made like a little video about this on YouTube and kind of like just breaks it down. But it was during September where, if you gifted a sub, there's like a discounted rate, and then I think there's even like rewards for like bonus bits and stuff too. And like if you gifted so many subs, like Twitch themselves would come in and gift some more.
Mm-hmm.
So there was one day we had an increase of 2,700% of subscribers because someone just came in and absolutely made it rain.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like you guys, I've got a Discord server, and if someone's like gone out of their way, like, either donate or subscribe, whatever, I'm like, hey, listen, we can't be live all the time. Come hang out on our Discord server. It's free. Like, you can promote yourself. We talk about actual life, share music and movies and memes, and like just hang out because you can't be live 24/7.
Mm-hmm.
So I messaged every single person that was either subscribed or gifted a subscription by hand. I was like, hey, here's your invitation. And Twitch was like, this man's clearly a bot. And they banned me. I'm like, no. Like, hi, that's me. Like, well, you're saying malicious links. I'm like, no. This is not OnlyFans. This is not this is not like a hot tub stream. I'm doing charity stuff. And this is a link to a free Discord server. It's not like a phishing website where I'm collecting people's credit card information. So like I did appeal it, and it took them a while to look into it and be like, oh, actually, this is a human being. Like, all right. So they did kind of reinstate me here, but I knew it took a while because it was like in the middle of TwitchCon in San Diego. So just real bad timing.
Wow. That's
wow.
I applaud
Yeah,
you.
it was actually it was scary because I'm like, that sucks. Like, I worked so hard on this. At the same time, it was really sweet because like the community was pissed. Like, they were gonna grab like torches and pitchforks and like storm Twitch HQ, and like they were saying like the nicest things, like who bans the most wholesome man on the internet?
Right? Agreed.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's what I
said. Is yours the next one?
I think so. Captain Jim Raynor also asks question. He kept me busy there for a minute while you were answering questions. I was like, oh, okay. Captain Jim Raynor asks question, what's your dream sponsor for your stream?
Ooh, I mean, considering how much sriracha I consume on camera for the benefit of these sick and injured kids, if sriracha was like, hey man, we're just gonna like ship you free cases of this stuff, cool. Or like sriracha t-shirts, or even if we're donating to my Extra Life campaign, like with me, that would be amazing. Obviously Hot Ones, because we've done the Hot Ones stream and like we're eating spicy hot sauce. So those two are like a no-brainer. I will continue to tag Hot Ones and the Hung Young Foods every time I make a clip about it until it happens.
Yeah.
Nice.
No, listen, I fully support this. If this guy gets a sponsorship, I will always and forever use that link. I go through a lot of sriracha.
For the extra garlic one, of course.
Yes. Okay. Listen. Fully support. I'll also write a letter. I will help make this happen if I can.
Hold on a second. So I just noticed that Coax in the chat said he's pretty sure that I got a sriracha incentive during the stream. Obviously, I'm not streaming, so I don't have my alerts up. But yep. We got donations from Platypus, Coax, and Captain Jim, and one of them is I'll eat a tablespoon of sriracha.
I will do it too. I'll do it too. Let me go grab some sriracha.
Be like that.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, hi guys. Apparently, Bandwidth and Banter, we're having spicy sauce. Unfortunately, with my GERD, I can't partake and don't have any sriracha in the pantry at the moment. Anyway, because of that. But yeah, I'm totally support this. It's the Stormy Show now. I I was keeping the troops entertained while you guys were gone. Unfortunately, I can't partake because of my GERD. Sriracha really sets off my acid reflux. So
it's so funny. It's not like haha funny that you have GERD, but it's funny you mentioned that because 3 of my friends have GERD, and I had just heard about the term like within last year. Hopefully, like you get some relief there, buddy, because it sounds absolutely miserable.
There are some spicy things I can eat, like I can eat Thai curry, but something in sriracha really sets off my GERD. Yeah.
All right, chat. Well, we got the tablespoon and the teaspoon, and we're not using the teaspoon.
I got my tablespoon as well.
Oh my God, I can't believe you guys are going to do this. This is crazy. Oh my GERD, right? Know me? Oh God, like he's really loading it up. She's like, okay.
Wait. I'm catching. Yeah, I'm not going to do that much.
Oh, you're about to drop it on your keyboard there. Quick, get it.
I almost dropped it on my mic. Ready?
Quick, get it.
Cheers. Hot ones if you're watching, sponsor us.
Come on, Sriracha. You guys got to sponsor them. Oh my God.
I'm out of water too.
She didn't even react. Are you sure? I think she just put ketchup on there. It's fake. Fake news. She put ketchup inside that thing.
Fake news. Oh my God.
I love Sriracha.
She's a tough girl. Damn.
Woo!
I couldn't do that. No way. Wow. Do you need to stop and go get yourself some water? It's okay if you do.
I'll live. I'll power through. # worth it.
All right.
So worth it. The extra garlicky is so good, guys. 10 out of 10. Highly recommend.
The idea of it's like it's making me salivate, or maybe that's just my body's self-defense mechanism trying to line my mouth because it knows I'm about to get burned.
That. Yeah. All right. Just to change things up, I'm going to jump ahead to a non-Captain Jim Raynor question. Coax asks, what makes you choose the games you play? Do popular trends influence your decisions?
That's a great question, Coax. I will play a lot of stuff based on like what my friends are playing. So, for example, that actually even like determines what we're doing during our 24-hour streams. Like, what does everybody have? Like, everyone had Halo, everyone had Rocket League. This actually even like the sole reason I even first picked up Fortnite was because it was one of the first games that was cross-platform. You could be on the Switch, PlayStation, Xbox, PC. I think you can be on mobile, like a tablet. So I do try to play stuff that my friends are playing. When Lethal Company got huge, I think it was like $8. We all picked it up, and of course, running around screaming like Scooby-Doo characters and then being killed in the most awful ways was great. Repo seems really popular, and I just picked that up. I haven't had a chance to play with my buddies yet, but I know they all bought it, so I'm like, I'll go to the loony bin with you. I don't give up.
Right on. Great question.
Yeah.
You got this next one, Druid?
Captain Jim Raynor asks, given how many workout incentives you have on your stream, is there one you would consider the first one you do on a workout day?
So every day is a workout day, and I always start with sit-ups, just because I don't want to be on the floor all day, so get that out of the way.
That's a great answer. Great question. You can't ever overwork your core. So
it's only the center of you, right?
Right. The next question is, sorry, Captain Jim Raynor asks again, what is a game you haven't yet streamed on your platform that you'd love to commit time to during a full playthrough of, doing a full playthrough?
Ooh, so I played through Little Nightmares 1 and Little Nightmares 2, and they were like 10 out of 10 games, especially the DLC for Little Nightmares 1.
Mm-hmm.
Little Nightmares 3 is like, they've been teasing it coming out this year, and they said it's going to be like February, and like it's already March, it's about to be April. So whenever that does come out, I'm definitely going to jump to that. And I did just pick up Repo, I was just mentioning with my buddies, and I haven't had a chance to stream that yet, but like I was just saying, we had a lot of fun running around collecting scrap for the company and Lethal Company.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do more of that with Repo, and with this new machine I just built, like you did there, Stormy. I can officially play Helldivers again because my old rig could not. So I want to get back in Helldivers. I want to dip my toe into Repo, and then whenever Little Nightmares 3 comes out, I'm going to dive headfirst into that as a full playthrough as well.
Love it.
Is
I'm
it
also
yours?
gonna skip another Captain Jim Raynor. Lone Wolf asks, when do you think you'll take another try at the Hot Ones challenge, but this time without reaction from any of the sauces?
First off, that is the reaction thing. That's going to happen. So Lone Wolf asked that question specifically because he was opposite of me when we did the Hot One stream, and I'm sitting here dying, choking on stuff, kind of like I am now, pouring sweat, face is red, like sipping down milk, and he just like, huh, like unfazed. So that's. I don't think I'll ever get to that status. This man is built different.
Wow.
But when we were talking about the maid outfit, I had put out that poll of different things we could potentially do, and I want to see what the community was interested in us doing as like a reward or an incentive. Having a Hot Ones stream again was on the poll, but it did not get as many votes as the maid outfit. So it's in the realm of possibility, but out of my hands at the moment.
I have a quick question.
Sure.
Do you do other like cosplays and stuff? Have you thought about doing more dress up streams and everything?
It's funny you say that. So with Halloween this year, I did 5 different costumes leading up to Halloween. So I did like the Dread Pirate Roberts from Princess Bride. I did Thor from Thor Ragnarok. I did from Shaun of the Dead. Shoot, I can't remember the 4th one. And then the final costume I did was Jack Skellington from Night Before Christmas.
Oh, cool.
So like I did a bunch of back-to-back ones, and then with that Nintendo 64 roadmap I was doing, we absolutely dressed up as James Bond when we beat GoldenEye at like the finale. We absolutely dressed up as Link when we did Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, and then of course we dressed up as Mario when we did the finale for Super Mario 64.
I love
That's
it.
smart. That's
I
so
love
cool.
it.
So literally within like the course of like a month or two, I went through close to 10 costumes on stream, which I've never done before, but it was a lot of fun.
I mean, the dressing up makes a lot of sense for like the brand that you have, right?
Yeah, because like every Halloween, right?
Yeah, it's so good.
I love that you have a Halloween themed kind of about section and just your stream in general. It fits your
Thank
name.
you.
It's great for the branding, and
It's
Halloween's
too
my
good.
favorite holiday. So
Absolutely, absolutely. Every day is Halloween. Keep it spooky.
right, exactly.
Okay.
Captain Jim asks, "Do you have a favorite piece of merch that you sell?"
Oh, absolutely. Gosh, we keep coming back to like full circle questions here. With each of these games I've been completing on this little Nintendo 64 roadmap that we had done for 2024, I tried to create my own version of those logos, but with my own logo to make it unique. And like while I'm designing it, like I'm working on the Banjo Kazooie one, I'm listening to the Banjo Kazooie soundtrack. When I was doing the GoldenEye 007 pause menu with like the watch UI, I was listening to the GoldenEye soundtrack. I recently just, when we did Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time, I just recreated the Legend of Zelda logo, but as the Gory Details, and it is perfect. Like I am so happy with it. There's like Easter eggs inside of it. I deconstructed the process on stream because like I had to show chat because if you just like look at the logo, you wouldn't know. But anyone who tuned in during the giveaway, like they know.
They know.
They know.
Those ones know. It's so good.
Exactly.
I'm gonna do this one. Rar Platypus asks, when are you posting the next stretch goal poll?
That is a good question. So I'm taking a little bit of a stream hiatus here because it has been an insane year. I plan to be back to stream very soon, and once I am, I'll have to put out another poll, and we're gonna create a new stretch goal since the goal this year was $5,000. We blew past that, and we're like, all right, fine, we'll shoot to 10 grand. Blew past that, so I think we're gonna push it to 20 grand this year, and if we hit 20 grand, Lord, we're gonna have to do something.
Yup.
That's awesome,
Yup.
brother. Real quick aside before I jump to another Captain Jim Raynor question.
This man.
I mean, he's
Love
one
him.
of your best friends, so I don't surprise. I mean, it's great that he has all these questions. I love
It's
it.
true. I'm here because of this man. So thank you, Captain Jim.
Facts.
So,
Shout out to
but I'm curious if you have any questions of us that you wanted to ask while we have a little
Sure.
bit of a
So
break.
sure, yeah, we'll go both ways here. No, so I try to be as active as possible in every Discord server I'm in, and I do get the pings from all of your team when you guys go live. But like during like the 9 to 5, like I'm working, but
Yeah.
I'm working at a computer, so like I do try to like open up a tab and like, hey, keep you guys there. It looks like you guys stream like 10 hours a day. What's your stream schedule look like?
Okay. So what you're seeing probably is the fact that we've created an unofficial stream team called Stormkeep, and we have 15 streamers as well as myself within that unofficial stream team. And I set up using StreamCord where whenever one of them, they have their own section in my Discord. So whenever they go live, it automatically shows that they've gone live, and it does an announcement of that.
Yes.
So that's probably what you're seeing, I'm guessing.
Everybody.
Yeah.
No, I have seen that, but like also I know like you do D&D. I've had your streams up, and those are some long sessions, friends.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, D&D is the longest usually stream, I think. Yeah, I stream on my own channel. Like I try to go about 4 hours. And I do Tuesdays and Thursdays. On my channel is always the goal. Except right now I'm going through tech issues, so I'm sorry I haven't been live. But it's okay.
Streamer things.
Those streamer things.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then I just spend the rest of my time on Stormy's channel.
Perfect sense. Makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
I'll ask another D&D related question. How long is your longest campaign gone? Because I've had one that extended over a year.
That's really good. That's really rare, and you should be super proud of that. Our previous campaign, which was her first ever D&D campaign, effectively, was Isles in the Mist. We did that on stream, and that went for was it like right at 2 years, I think?
Like
Wow.
almost 2 years exactly.
Yeah, it's like 90 episodes or so, something around 89 or 90 something.
I mean, if you're pushing 52 weeks a year, if you're pushing every week, that's almost 100. Look at you guys.
Yeah. It was pretty cool. I'll do the voices for you. Random cosmic horror. I had the voice and everything.
Yes.
You sound like Nadia from what we do in the Shadows.
Yeah, she does.
Let her die. No,
That's
she's
funny.
gonna live forever.
Thank you for the fun questions. Back to you, though. Captain Jim Raynor asks, if you had an unlimited budget available to you, but could only make one game, what genre of game would you make?
Ooh. I feel like there's already a sea of first-person shooters that are so well established, like Call of Duty and Halo and all that stuff. I think I'd want to build like an action-adventure platformer, kind of like an ode to Super Mario 64 and Banjo-Kazooie. Because like I think that stuff has just such replayability, and like anyone can play it. Like kids love that stuff, and us with like nostalgia, like we'll still go back, and especially if you're like a casual gamer. So yeah, 3D action adventure platformer, maybe something even a little attuned to Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask.
That's platformers are my biggest enemy.
Oh no.
So I like that question enough that I think we should answer that too. Druid, how about you?
Wait.
If you had an unlimited budget available to you, but could only make one game, what game genre would you make?
It would be a open world RPG that you can interact with everything and everyone, and to the point where like you would affect Like if you talk to one person or kill one person, like it has like a ripple effect. Like just super immersive open world RPG.
And obviously you could pet the dogs and pet the cats.
Yes. And I can marry
of course.
anyone.
Which
I don't want you to give me. I don't want you to tell me who I can't. Like, I want to be able to try to woo anyone.
Yes.
Okay. I don't want you to tell me who I can and can't woo. Okay.
That's like real life, right?
Yeah. Shoot my shot.
Yeah, my answer would be similar to hers, but the opposite direction in that it would be an RPG. I mean, my first ever game ever was Dungeons and Dragons way back in 1981. And so I'm a huge fan of role-playing games. But
sure.
I've actually had this vision for a long, long time, for decades, that if I were to ever make a video game, it would be an RPG, but not a traditional one. And definitely not open world. It would be the opposite. It would be a very closed world, like very tight story, as if you are the hero of a fairy tale. And the experience that you have is the experience that you have when you are sent out to do a quest. And it would be, I would try and make a game where there's almost no interface. And so it's the most immersive that it can possibly be. And so, like, if you go, fight an ogre and it hits you, it's going to throw you, 20 feet away from you. And you're going to get up limping when you have to go back and hit him. I would want it to craft it to be the most realistic, almost adventure hero sim that it could be. And it would be very tight. There wouldn't be a lot of explore. I mean, you would explore to get to where you're supposed to go. But I feel like there's something like that has never really been done, and I would love to see it happen.
I love the idea of that. And what's funny is like some of like the best games I've ever played had very little or no UI. I've already mentioned Little Nightmares. There's no UI, there's no cutscenes, there's no narration, there's no dialogue. And I just played a Stray, with a game where you're a cat.
Yeah.
I think the only UI is you get to press A to like interact, and like that's it. It's like just
meow.
Yeah, meow.
I put my meow on my mouse wheel, on like the scrolly wheel, and then you can just scroll the wheel. Yeah, so it can spam the meows.
That's amazing.
So good.
Yeah,
it's such a good.
Druid played it on her stream, and Star Kitty played it on her stream. Great game.
Yeah.
Nomi, I did see you told me to check out Out of Sight on Steam. It's officially in the wish list. It screams and oozes Little Nightmare vibes. So thank you, Nomi.
Yeah, Nomi's great at catching those kinds of things.
Go ahead, Drew. I think the next question is yours.
Random Cosmic Horror asks, as an obvious Eldritch horror fan myself, what is your favorite horror novel?
Horror novel? So the author Dean Koontz has like a Frankenstein series. That's actually like, it's what inspired the name for my old computer, because it was like a Frankenstein of all these different parts of previous computers that I just put into a giant monster. And in the Dean Koontz novel series, Frankenstein's monster's name is Deucalion. So that's going to be the one I go with. And if not that, then Max Brooks's World War Z.
Love
awesome.
it.
So we're getting close to time, but we have a couple more questions left. Let's go ahead and try and knock those out. And then I have a specific question I'd like to ask to wrap up. Lone Wolf asks, will you be having a free giveaway this month, or has there been a pause to that?
That's a great question, Lone Wolf. Let me look at the calendar. The odds of me being live before the end of the month are not good, but if it happens, then you'll be the first to know. Stay tuned to the socials and we'll go from there. Pew, pew.
Nice. Love it.
The social links.
Yes.
Don't forget to check out his OnlyFans.
I can't believe you just said that.
Yeah, careful.
She casually said,
on his link tree. On his link tree.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry.
That's so funny. I'm bright red right now.
Random
Trust me,
cosmic
guys.
horror.
In Twitch, it's not what you think.
It's not.
Yes,
And you
yeah,
will,
Only spookies.
yeah.
only spookies. Yes,
Sorry.
that's what
So funny.
Random Cosmic Horror also asks, if your life was a book, what would its title be?
Oh gosh. Light in the dark.
Beautiful.
That's awesome. I like that. That's wonderful.
Thank you.
I'm jealous. I'm going to steal it.
Stormy?
No, I'm kidding.
Birds
But that's
Holy
incredible.
spookies.
And that's
Stormy?
actually a perfect segue into the last question of the interview, which I like to ask. And that's it. Can you share with us one bit of wisdom that you've learned in your life that you feel like everybody should know?
Gosh, you guys really pulled it all the out these questions. This isn't like an original thought. It's something I'm sure read somewhere or heard somewhere. But I definitely feel that everyone's going through their own kind of struggles. They're all kind of fighting their own battles, and you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So it costs you nothing to just be nice and just kind of just treat people the way you want to be treated, because something as simple as a few kind words could literally just save someone's life or make their day, or even just kind of help reframe and just not push them over the edge, So yeah, just, you never know. And we're all going through it, and there's some people who life hasn't kicked them in the teeth or pushed them down yet. It'll happen. And so we just got to take care of each other. We're all that we got. We're all in this together, to quote High School Musical.
We're all in this together.
100%. Totally agree with that. It is the absolute truth, and you heard it from Gory Details. So all you guys, make sure you go support this lovely, beautiful human being. Thank you so much for spending some time with us today, Gory Details.
Oh my gosh. No, thank you guys for the invite. We already talked about it. I love the idea of what you guys are doing, helping each other out. Like, my heart is very full, so thank you for having me.
You betcha. Thank you. It's our honor.
Wrong button. We're here.
Yes, wrong button. Like he said, my heart is full. My heart is full too. It's such a treat every week that we get to do this, and I'm glad that finally the internet was like, you know what, we love this guy. We're going to start working again, because it was acting flaky there at the beginning, but it smoothed out, and I'm super happy about that, because I was like, if this goes down, I want to have him on again to have a do-over. He deserves a do-over, because he's one of the coolest people we've ever had on Bandwidth and Banter.
So great. I also just love the degrees because like Nomi's been following the Gory Details since 2018.
I know, that's
and
crazy.
we heard about him separately from Captain Jim Raynor.
Yes.
And it's just like there was just so many things that
This
it was like
one of the most synergistic situations that I've seen in a long time. It makes you definitely believe, at least in quantum mechanics, if not a higher power.
Yeah.
And I'm super stoked. Speaking of really cool, amazing people, next Friday, we're gonna have Rhubarb returns. Rhubarb is one of our favorite streamers that we've had on Bandwidth and Banter previously, and she made our Dirty Dozen list of the special return guests that we have 1 month every year. 1 month each month out of the year, yeah. And 12 people, obviously. It's gonna be a treat. It's gonna be a pleasure to hang out with her again. We recently had Toto Kitty on, which is a good friend of hers and fellow streamer. So the timing is really fantastic.
It's very good.
Yeah, so I think that's what we got for today. Thank you guys for tuning in. You have anything else that you want to add, Druid?
I love you guys.
Don't
forget that wrap up.
Yep, let's do that wrap up. Here we go. Thank you for coming to the show.
Please drop a like, subscribe, and comment down below.
And if you're listening to the podcast,
please rate and review the episode.
We're Bandwidth
and Banter.
Thank you.
And good night.